Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders, Great Millstone and Rule Well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect, who is in the gospel of the understanding of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever they may be. This is just a quick, I won't say a response to Apostle Gabar's lesson. Also, you had the brother Yawanathan that did a lesson called Shit is Getting Ready to Hit the Fan. And I'm about 11 minutes, 12 minutes in, and I was really meditating on what the apostle was saying as far as really shit getting ready to hit the fan. And it dawned on me, and the Spirit asked me and said, well, hey, are you really ready? And of course, your flesh kicks in and be like, hell yeah, I'm ready. And then your flesh may waver, be like, yeah, I think so. But your spirit has to be armed, and it has to be ready for the hell that's getting ready to come upon the earth, man. Because he made a few interesting points when he went into Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and how Daniel they didn't bow down to the image of the king at that time, and they was basically persecuted and sent to die, okay, because they didn't bow down to the particular respective kingdoms at that time. So what I'm getting at is the fact that, brothers, man, you have to really conceptualize the gravity of what we in, okay? Now, we haven't been through, because this has been a pretty much PC society, of course it's fucked up kingdom, but we haven't really been through anything when you think about it, as far as on a third world level type scale, when economic collapses and all types of wild west and anarchy is happening on all sides. We've never experienced that. That's why the Spirit of the Lord is going to be so much of an importance in that day. And also arming our minds, man, with the Holy Spirit, because we really have to understand and know that this thing will come on the verge of death, man. Because Salakia, not trying to scare brothers or put brothers in a negative mindset, but you're gonna have certain men in this thing that's gonna be martyrs, man. Because each and every last one of us brothers will be tried during the hour of temptation, whether it's before the council, whether it's escaping martial law, whatever it may be. But we all have to walk away from this society in due time. And you have to have a particular mindset in you to say, you know what, I'm ready to give up and give it in. Fuck this shit. I want the kingdom, and I have to be your arm. That have to be your main mindset behind the times we're going into, man. Because how many brothers have ever been held at gunpoint, where somebody threaten your lives and put you in a predicament that if you don't comply, then they just take you out. A lot of brothers haven't been in that predicament, and some brothers have, especially those brothers that was in the military or was in the streets and shit like that. They know what I'm talking about. But overall, man, you have to be comfortable with dying, and you have to be comfortable with death in order for you to really have a hump in this thing. Because if you're afraid of dying and you're afraid of that what comes with that, then that's a wavering point, and you have to accept the fate of what may happen, okay? And if you of the elect, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is going to put that spirit in you regardless, okay? But it's still something to meditate on and to wrap our minds around, because I'm back in my mind, I'm like, yeah, this shit is really finna get real, because now to take the training wheels off, we're coming into the time, we've been on the highways and byways screaming for years, decades. We've been pumping out shows like clockwork. Now it's really time to put forth what you believe in, if you really believe this thing or not. Like the beloved brother, he did a video about we passed the first test, which was the C19, okay? And we passed that test, and brothers was kind of losing their jobs and all that other stuff. But this is going to be the ultimate test, because when this happens, you're going to have you're going to have chaos in the streets of America, because they're going to collapse the society, man, in order to bring in that. And why they're bringing in this new world order, they're going to try to find the men of the Lord and persecute us, man. So that's why you have to wrap your mind around what you're in, and if you're really ready to deal with this or not, man. And if you ain't ready to deal with it, then hey, go back in the world now. Like Gideon, it's when the 300 men, when the Lord was like, well, look, man, those of you that's feeble for war, stay back, okay? Because out of 20,000 men, only 300 were chosen, which represents a remnant. So if you are feeble-minded and you're not in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and overcoming and prevailing, then you're in the wrong profession, man. And it behooves you to go back into the world and do what you're supposed to do. Because everything that you do in this thing, from this point, from since we came in, it counts, man. So the type of time you putting in, the shows you putting out, going out to the camp, you dealing with the brothers, you fervently in the spirit, even on your folly, you still have the spirit of the Lord in your mind. All that counts as to the help that we're gonna need to get up out of here. But guys that's just giving it the lease and not caring about the flock, and they just sitting on their leaves, then only thing I can really say to men like that is good luck to you, man. Because the scriptures say, woe to you that lose faith, roughly paraphrase, you should not be defended. And your faith justifies you. You're justified by your works. Your faith justifies your works and vice versa. So your works, what you do is going to show your faith. Okay, and your faith, what you do is going to show your works, man. So if you ain't got either or, then you're lacking. Okay. So anyway, real quick, this is the MOTB, the Mark of the Beast. This is going to be the big so-called super day, or the Superman to save the day. Okay, which if you bow down to this, then you will not get the kingdom of heaven. You will be destroyed. Okay, now you're going to have some people that don't bow down to it, and they're going to become martyrs. But what would you rather do, become a martyr for righteousness, or would you rather die with the wicked? Because I'm going to tell you like this, the dream that the brother had, he said men in a great millstone took this chip. So you think about that, man. So that's a vision. And we know, realistically speaking, we know that there's going to be some men within the ranks that's going to take the RFID chip, but we just have to pray that it's not us. Because we'd be lying if we say that everybody in Great Millstone is the elect. That'll be a total lie, and we've never taught that. Okay, but a lot of the elect will come out of the Great Millstone. Why? Because of the doctrine. We push the true doctrine, and the Lord is dealing with the churches of the Great Millstone. And I believe that through faith. Okay, also pray, man, But I got a precept here. This is the book of 1 Peter 1:13. It says, wherefore gird up the loins of your mind. Okay, your mind. It's all in your mind, brothers, man. Pray for courage. Pray for strength. Pray for more faith, man. These are all things that we can use to arm ourselves. Like I say throughout the day, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Babaku Shah, just give us a fighting chance out here. Come through and protect us, man. I say it all the time. I say, well, look, you don't come and help and deliver us, we through. And I say it just like that. Because without the Lord's intervention, when this shit go down, and the Lord does not intervene for us at all, we're done. Okay, we're done, and there's nothing that we can do about it. And you have to realize that this is not of your own power, your own will. Okay, how much martial arts how much fighting techniques, how good of a shot you are, that's not gonna mean anything, because this is gonna be a time of suffering beyond any other. And I can feel it, man, and something is coming, and hey, we just gotta embrace for impact, man. Straight up, because hey, we're gonna be caught up around this. The Lord is gonna deliver us through it, but nonetheless, we're gonna still have to go through certain things to prove ourselves. And you may have to say, well, damn, that's all we've been doing is proving ourselves. I thought it'd get easier, man. Look, this truth is all about proving yourself in suffering, man. And you got to prove yourself to the bitter end. To the point that it may look like you might not make it. To the point it look like you're getting ready to get hit with a missile. But you got to still keep the faith, man. Because the scriptures say the righteous should scarcely be saved, man. Okay? So keep that in mind, brothers, man. And always stand on that. But prayer, man. Pray, pray, pray. Ask the Lord, even if you feel like your prayers are not fulfilling enough, still pray anyway. Because, hey, the scriptures say the prayer of a righteous man availeth much. Okay? So it says here, wherefore gird up the loins of your mind, be sober, and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Yahweh Shai, man. Meaning that hopefully you can make it through this and stand before Yahweh Shai, and he bless you with that crown. Because a lot of men are going to falter. The foundation is not solid. You may think your foundation is solid until you be put in some shit. Then you question like, oh, damn, I didn't know it was going to be like that. Why? Because that spirit of sudden fear and anxiety came upon you. Okay, you got to conquer that, man. Because you have to understand the victory. You have to understand no matter what they do or what they say to us, there's a victory and somebody's got to win. So ultimately, if you put in that predicament, you still have a chance on winning the battle or the war, man. You just got to stand tight and hold firm, 10 toes down. Remember all the things we've taught. Remember the type of vigor and the tenacity you had coming into this thing. You have to keep that to the very end. Okay? Because a lot of times we get lax and don't even realize, well, I'm coasting, I'm doing my shows, I believe, I'm studying. But even then, over a course of time, you got to go back to the jungle. Hey, and I may do a lesson, time to go back to the jungle, man. Going back to the basics. We got to start over. I was telling myself that over the weekend. I was talking to a brother. I said, man, bro, sometimes you got to go back to the jungle, and it looked like we got to go back to the jungle, man. You know, with the sledgehammers, man, with the tires and the heat, you know, putting in them hours again. And it's required, you know. But it says, wherefore gird up your loins for your mind and be sober and hope to the end of the grace that is to be brought into you at the revelation of Yahweh Shai, man. Hope into the end. Because the scriptures say we're saved by hope. And if we don't have hope, then what is yet hope for? What is it hope for? Because it's all about hope. Because if you pay attention to the world and you look at a lot of these shows on YouTube and these Southern Prepper type guys, you notice those people don't have hope in anything outside of themselves, man. Okay, because they're taking matters into their own hands. They're buying this gear. They're getting the, you know, farms. They're building their own gardens. They got bug out bags. Which, I mean, you got to prepare yourself for any situation. But these people, you never once heard of them speak of a higher power. And if they do, they're talking about some Jesus Christ and some white man coming to bring the earth to end and rapture the church of God. That's not biblical, man. You see, but they're taking matters into their own hand. They'll never say, I'm giving my faith into Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Because that's what we do. We have faith in the Lord. Because honestly speaking, if anybody asks me right now, say, hey, what's your plan for when the economy collapses? I can't give you an answer. Only thing I can say is shit, I don't know. It's up to the Lord. I put my faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. That's it. Because blind faith. We walk by faith and not by sight. Because if you was able to see everything that was ahead of you, then you wouldn't need the faith, because you would know how to maneuver. You know? But overall, man, we walk by faith, man. So I can't answer that. What you gonna do? Are you gonna go there? I don't know. Are you gonna be able to get out of the city? I don't know. You know, are you gonna be a martyr? I don't know. Are you gonna get power? Lord's will. You know? And this is just some things to really think about, man. Because it's gonna get real. Like I was telling the young brother too, I was like, look, man, you know, we gotta cherish the moments, because it ain't no guarantee that we gonna be with each other when all hell break loose. Especially when chaos erupts. There's no guarantee that I'm gonna run into a man in the camp, man. Now, I would love to, because the scriptures say two are better than one, and when one falls, the other picks them up. But overall, man, you don't know if you're going to see that brother, man. You may not see that brother until you get on the chariots, because he got his own faith. He have his own lot to withstand the test of time to see if he's ready, man. And that's the scary part, man. You know, brothers are really buckling down and understanding this. But, you know, the Lord got us, man. So it's a balance to everything. But let's go here to the book of Daniel, the 3rd chapter. And I'm going to start at verses... let's start at verses 10. It says here, Thou, O king, hast made a decree that every man that should hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music shall fall down and worship the golden image. That was a decree. Okay, and if you didn't follow that decree, that law, that was a death sentence, man. Okay, that was that was high treason. That was a high disregard and a high disrespect to that principality at that time, that they didn't bow down to the gods of that society. So what you think they're gonna try to do to us when they try to force this MOTB on everybody and force everybody to get their particular inoculate and all this other stuff? What you think they're gonna do? Especially when the whole fact that this gutter rat is not the real Judean. What do you think they're planning, man? Because Esau, man, he's paranoid. Esau is like a deer caught in the headlights, man. And his whole thing is to fight back. He's clawing back now, because now he's been exposed and everybody is coming against his ass. He's scared, because he don't want that judgment. He's afraid of the judgment, you know. But what do you think they're gonna try to do? They're gonna try to come with us with all they got, man. Because the scriptures say, hey, they made war against the saints and prevailed against them. They declare war on us. Okay? Them and the 2/3 of our own people have declared war on Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and his prophets, man. Just pay attention. Like Elder Apostle Gabar said it, when you go out there in the world, you feel that fucking negative energy, man. Okay? You feel it. You know. When you go into work, you feel it. You like, shit. That's why the Lord said, hey, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves, man. Be ye therefore harmless as doves and wise as serpents. You're around a bunch of wicked, evil, just demonic-filled people. You know, and if you don't feel that energy, then it's time to go to the prayer board and fast, man. Because every time I step out of my house, you can feel the gravity of this shit. You know, now we're used to it. We navigate, but you still got to be circumspect and know that everything around you is hell-bent on destroying what you're about, man. And we got to keep that in mindset. When you go among these people, hey, remember, these people are in utter darkness, man. That's why the scriptures say we as into a light and that shineth in a dark place. These people are in utter darkness, man. And they have no light in them. From people you know, women you've dealt with, kids, whatever, man. Baby mamas, baby fathers, co-workers, mothers, fathers. These people are in gross fucking darkness, man. Your woman, she's in gross goddamn darkness, man. And she not gonna see the light until it's too late. So we gotta really wrap our hands around that, man. And you brothers, we gotta really pray that the Most High is gonna guide us through this, man. Because now that I'm really thinking about it and meditating on it, we got work to do, man. We got growing to do. You know? And it says here, and whosoever falleth not down and worship that he should be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. That's execution. That's public execution, man. Okay, under what they call the Kingpin statute. It's a little inside thing. But it says, there are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee, and they serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Okay, because they didn't bow down to the king, the king of the image. The image of the king, because they knew in a higher power and they had faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So this is the ultimate example of how firm we have to be. We have to be rooted, man. Okay, no matter what the fuck they do, they can threaten to take your family, threaten to lock you up, whatever. You got to stand on Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. And you can't be afraid to suffer. And I think that's a lot of the kinks that brothers are tighten up. Brothers are afraid to suffer. They always in that is it gonna hurt type spirit. Well, it may hurt, but would you rather hurt temporarily and get the kingdom before you come back hurt for an eternity with your head down? The benefits of righteousness outweigh the benefits, or out mitigates the benefits of the wickedness. So, you know, we got to stand firm. You know, because honestly, what has this society done for you? What have these people done for you? What have this government done for you? They've destroyed our lives, man. So you should be hell-bent on fucking cursing this place out and to death. Be thou faithful unto death, I will give thee a crown of life, man. Okay, and I'm not saying every brother's gonna die. No, majority of us are not gonna be. Majority of us ain't gonna really be touched like that. But it's just the psychological aspect behind what we getting ready to go through. Psychologically, you got to be mentally strong. Okay, the physical part, not so much as worried about really getting fucked up out here, because we're gonna be protected. But the battle starts in the mind. It's all psychological, man. That's where the battle starts, you know. So when you wrap your mind around being firm and grafted, then you know you ain't really got nothing to worry about, because it's like, okay, this is what it is, fuck it, you know. But it says here, then Nebuchadnezzar in his rage and fury commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king, and Nebuchadnezzar spake and said it to them, is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, do you not serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? And that's when the point comes, no, I don't. I serve my own God. His name is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and he has the power to deliver me from your hand, Esau. It ain't nothing you can do. Everything that you're doing is permitted by the Most High. So whatever happens to me at this point is because this is what Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai has ordained to happen. You have no power over us, man. And when you think like that, and knowing that the God that you very worship is in charge, it ain't nothing they can do with you, man. It ain't nothing that they can do, you know. And let the Lord work, man, because he know we in his flesh. He know we fickle. He know we feeble. He knows this. So that's why he's going to intervene. He's going to push us through this thing. He ain't going to leave us hanging. He's going to give us the strength we need. And when they try to be on bullshit, the Lord is going to move the chess pieces around, bro. Like I dodged the fucking, the C19 juice drinker, man. Hey, the Lord had me to dodge that, bro. I felt like Floyd Mayweather dodging a punch you don't even see coming. They tried to catch me up twice with it, and the Lord moved it around to the point I ain't even have to deal with it at all. And then in my other gig, man, they was trying to force that shit on us, man, and pay for the test, man. The Lord shut all that shit down. All because, man, Jake wasn't bowing to it. Because I was willing to walk off. I was like, fuck it, man. I'll go be homeless before I take your fucking poison, man. I told myself that. And it's the same thing now. Because think about it. Is it really fair? They going up on every goddamn thing. I looked at my insurance policy today. They're charging me an extra $10 a month for fucking car insurance, man. It's already high as it is. It's not supposed to be that high. Then rent, everything is going up. They finally decide to add a water bill to my monthly rent amount. And I'm just like, okay, y'all told me this, but why just not coming out now? You know what I'm saying? I've been at this place a little bit over 2 months. Why the hell is it now coming out? So you see how everything is gradually going up. So what is it to fuck hold on to? You know, what is it to hold on to? Because honestly speaking, they're just squeezing us, man. They're literally trying to squeeze the life out of us. And to live a life like that and sell your soul to live so-called good, it's not worth it. That's why, man, when I was talking to the young bro, I'm like, look, man, the faster this thing collapses, the less baggage we got to worry about trying to live a so-called civilized life. What the hell is a civilized life? You wake up paying bills constantly every month. You know, motherfuckers want to take your money. You know, you got to work for people that ain't, man, it's just a bunch of, it's a freak show, man. And it's stupid, it's dumb, it's not profitable, it's a waste of time. Okay, it's all a joke, it's a gimmick. And it's stupid, man. And I don't want no parts of it. That's why this is the best thing, man. That's why this place needs to fall. You know? But it says here, now if ye be ready, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, and he gave him another chance. Flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music. Ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if ye worship not, well, ye should be cast the same hour into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that should deliver you out of my hands? And this is why the Most High fucked him up, man, because that's that pride. Because in his mindset, he's like, look, I understand about a God, but you in my hands now. I'm God. But you don't understand that the Most High set you up, man. Because did the scripture say in Daniel the 4th chapter, the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men and set it up the basis of men? So this is Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's program, man. He knows what he's doing. So Esau, he ain't nobody to fear, bro. His guillotine, his FEMA camps, man, his military, that ain't nothing to fear. Because, hey, brothers, as we get into this thing and once this place fall, you're going to start to feel and see how the Lord is going to intervene directly in our lives. You're going to see how we're going to dodge pretty much every bullet out here. And I just know that. You just going to know. Even if you ain't got the confidence fully rooted in yourself, the fact that if you're of the elect, the Lord going to have you dodging bullets, bro. It ain't going to be like, you're going to get put in some shit and you're going to be lost. No, the Lord going to get us through whatever. And if it's a situation you can't handle, the Most High already got it figured out. That's why it tells you in the law, it tells you that if it be a matter that be too strong for thee to judge, leave it to me, and I will judge the matter, man. So you got to understand that the Lord is ultimately in control. He knows, man. He knows, okay, well, this brother's weakness is here, so therefore, if that's going to break him, I'm not going to put him through that. You know what I'm saying? But he needs to build up here. Let me go ahead and throw him in common prison for 5 days and see how he endure, you know? And you deal with it, man. Okay, and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said, to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. Okay, but if it be so, our power whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thy hand, O king. Okay, and that's faith. Okay, that's faith. Knowing that when you look at a damn Edomite, man, knowing that he's nothing but a base man, that cracker shouldn't scare you, man. Okay, because he's a base man, because he's the one that's afraid of us. Believe it or not, he's shaking because he's the one that's in trouble, not us. Okay, though it is Jacob's trouble, but we at the end of our punishment. We ain't got nothing to worry about. He's the one that got to worry. He's the one that's grabbing up the hopeful elect, trying to persecute us. So you don't think that come with a consequence? Lord said, touch not my anointing and do my prophets no harm. That shit that Esau has done to our nation comes with a heavy consequence that he ain't even going to be, he can't even cash out on that tab, man. But he's going to pay for it. You know, and the Lord going to put his ass in debt. He's going to pay for it with his hard work, with his blood, sweat, and tears. And ultimately, he's going to pay for it with the ending of his life. Because the Most High is going to destroy this devil. So it says here, then Nebuchadnezzar, full of fury, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 17 times more than it want to be heated. Meaning that's a completion, man. They said the fire was so hot to the point it devoured the mighty men of Babylon when they tried to throw these 3 men in there. And it says, and he commanded the most mighty men, these were his top dudes, man, you know, they were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace, man. Okay, and through the spirit, we're in that fiery furnace right now, enduring. But it's gonna come a time that some of us will be threatened at gunpoint and through death, man. But you got to conquer that fear. And you only do that by praying and fasting and asking the Lord to get you through it. And just saying, I don't give a shit what happens. Because really, you just can't care. That's why the scriptures say they love not their lives to the end. So really, you can't put too much into this life. You can't care so much about what happens to you. And that's the thing, and that's a hard thing to overcome, because the average person just ain't gonna say, well, I'm gonna die willingly for something that I can't see. Hell no. It takes a special spirit and faith to die for something you don't really have any tangibility in. And when I say being tangible, you don't see the Lord and his son, but you believe they're there because everything around you, and according to what's written, and everything that's happening according to what's been written, is coming to pass. That's what we go off of, man. You know. But and it says here, and these men were bound in their coats, their hose in their hats, and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. So therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent and the furnace exceedingly hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, you can read the Song of the Three Holy Children. This is what this is going into. But it says, fell down and bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished and rose up in haste, and spake and said it to his counselors, did we not cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? It says they answered and said it to the king, true, O king. And he answered and said, lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt, and the form is like the Son of God, man, okay? And that's the point. Nothing touched them. They got, unto death. They was faithful unto death, okay? And ultimately at that time, they were given the victory, because they didn't bow. And then you had Yahushai, the 4th angel in there, that intervened with them, man, okay? That protected them, that cooled them. And that's what we got to expect. That's going to happen in today's time, brothers, especially with all the technology and the arsenal that this devil has. This is going to happen for us on a national scale, and I believe that. Okay, you're going to literally have angels that's walking with you. Hey, you may have a guide with you that's navigating you through Jacob's trouble. He may look like a Jacob, but he'll be a whole angel, man. Just straight up taking you by the hand. Hey, go here, don't go there. It's food here. Dock here for 2 days. Do this, do that. And you're going to have people that's going to be with us through the Spirit that's going to show us how to do certain things. You know, if you do run to the wilderness and the woods, you may have a so-called tour guide. He may show you how to start a fire. And you're going to know how to do it because the Spirit's going to be working with you. So really, it's just letting the Lord navigate us, man. It's basically we on cruise control, autopilot, you know, and believe in that. All right. One more precept and I'm going to end it. This is the book of Revelation 3. And I'm going to start at verses 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which should come upon all the world, to try them which dwell upon the earth, man. Okay? He's going to keep us from it if we keep the words of his patience. If we keep doing what we're doing, having faith, doing the work of the Lord, okay, being brotherly, you know, and engaging in what we're doing, putting our best foot forward, we ain't got nothing to worry about, man. Even the fears that you may have as a man in the flesh, the Lord's going to take that away from us, man, because we're going to deal with what comes at hand. You know, and you got to believe you're built up, because them demons will creep in and say, oh, nigga, you gonna fold, you scared. Nah, you ain't never had that happen, huh? Nigga put an M16 in your face and ready to pull the trigger. You got to remember that you're a man of the Lord, and ain't the gates of the gates of hell will not prevail against thee. Remember that. Don't get afraid, you know, but stand up with courage, because the scriptures say, hey, gird up thy loins, man. I demand of you with great courage. You got to be courageous, man. You know, and that's where that power gonna come in at. But it says, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. And him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God, and he should go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my power, which is the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem, which is the elect, which coming down out of heaven from my power, and I will write upon him my new name. Okay, and that name, that word new goes into renewing, because the name of the Most High is going to be made afresh throughout the earth, man. Okay, because we're going to proclaim that name, and the earth is going to flourish in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. Okay, so I'm going to end it there, brothers, man. Lord, will you edified, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And with that, shalom and the Baba Shalom.